to start with, my name is Semi. I'm the director of AI at Apziva. At Apziva, we help career transitioners to break into machine learning and data science roles. Today, with us, Ruben is here. Ruben is one of our alumni. He actually accepted an offer recently as a machine learning engineer.
Yes.
And he has a background in software engineering, programming. He has a fascinating story, which we believe will be inspiring a lot of us today. So to start with, thank you so much, Ruben. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Could you please tell us a little bit about yourself, your story? How did you decide to break into machine learning? Your background? What were the challenges? What were your concerns? Basically, the whole story, your whole journey. If you can
Okay.
share with our community,
Sure.
we believe it's gonna be tremendously helpful for especially people who are trying to break into machine learning and data science roles.
Yes. Well, hello everyone. Hearing you, I feel a little envy because you are studying actually at university things related to data analytics and data science, but I didn't. I studied telecommunications engineering at university, and when I finished my studies, I really didn't know what machine learning was. Like I had done some subject related to neural networks, but it was very, very basic, very basic. It was just because my professor really liked the topic. And we were like thinking, what is this person talking about? But, and after finishing, I went into the job market and I got my first job as a telecommunications engineer. I worked in a company who built antennas, mobile antennas, like the ones that are on the top of the buildings. And I discovered I didn't like it. So, yes, I thought antennas and antenna arrays would be like the thing I was going to be dedicated for the rest of my life. And in 10 months, I knew it wasn't. But at the job, I learned to program quite well. I had the fortune of having a very, very good Scrum Master who was always helping us. And he recommended a lot of resources and everything. And one day a month or every 2 weeks, he did a session of knowledge sharing about different topics. And he talked more about machine learning. And I said, okay, this is something I want to do. And that was 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago. And that, so since then, I've been wanting to get into data science, and it has been this last month when I finally got a position in there. So patience. So at some point in my career, well, I continued working as a software engineer, not related to telecommunications anymore, but different areas, backend, bank services, internal tools, etc. And at the beginning of 2023, I joined Apziva. It was challenging because I was working at the same time, like some of you, I think Matthew, you say you are working too. So I think it's not the same as having the time students have, but it's doable. And before finishing my 6th project, like finishing the 5th project, I got an offer that was like a mixed role, not fully dedicated to machine learning. I was still a software engineer, but the projects in the company were about data. And that was 1 year ago. So that would be like, I think, one of the lessons one can take from my journey is that you can progress at steps. Like in this company, I was a software engineer, but I also could help sometimes retraining some machine learning models. I needed to, no, I didn't need, but I took advantage from understanding what metrics are, for example, related to binary classification. I understood what fitting is, overfitting is, I mean. I could talk to the data scientists and I could help them um, improve their code. I could go through their notebooks with them. So and it was like this for 12 months in which I was in this mixed role. And let's say 1 month and a half ago, I finally got a job offer for a full machine learning engineer role. So I'm very happy with that. And yeah, so the project is related to LLMs,
Mhm.
to document processing. I think I cannot say the name of the company, but well, I'm in a consultancy, and I think that those are their rules. But it's dedicated to the health sector, which I was looking forward to work for that sector because I find working with like for very human applications very motivating. I have been working in the past for the bank and insurance sectors, and it's sometimes more too far from the final customer. So this position, I think I like it. I like it more. Well, and that's a summary of my journey.
Awesome. Thank you so much for briefly like sharing your journey, Ruben. I remember our like first exchange when you joined Apziva. I think that your like story is like truly inspiring. Do you remember like when you were like first trying to like or considering like I understand like you are coming from a like different background. You had some like programming like experience. What made you motivated like to aspire like about machine learning, data science, and like what were your concerns at that point around the time you like decided to join Apziva? And like basically as far as I understand from your story, like it was like basically a transition. You first like utilize this to like accept an offer. You received an offer that involved some data related programming, and then eventually like got another offer as a machine learning engineer. So like could you please help us understand like what were your main concerns at the time, if you remember them?
Uh, okay, well, I had a lot of self doubt at that moment because everything I knew about data science uh, was from one certification, online certification I did. It was very high quality, but well, that was all I had, and I had 0 projects in my GitHub profile. So I think what like joining at Apziva made me be more like more relaxed because I knew that month after month I would create my portfolio, so I had something to show in interviews. And actually, it was one of these projects, the one who got me this first transition role. It was the fifth project I did was related to image classification. So the funny thing about this project is that it took quite more time than I wanted to took because like there were a lot of images and my computer didn't work well with I didn't have a good laptop. So I said, okay, I know some Azure. Let's try this Azure machine learning thing. And being able to show that in a GitHub project was the thing that then in the interview made the recruiter say, okay, I like this, enough. So so yeah, like at the time I thought it was actually going to be my worst project, but in the end, that that technical skill, the being able to use Azure and Azure machine learning specifically, was the thing that that helped me. So yeah, it's quite like a lot of luck, I think, in terms of yes. So
Thank you so
sometimes you think it's one thing that the thing that is going to get you the job, and it's anything.
So there's like bit of a lack factor as well, but like that struggle you had with the project, and eventually like your decision to work with Azure eventually like help you in the interview process, right?
Yes, yes. Like I know there are more offers with AWS, for example, but I just selected the ones that where they needed Azure, because that was what I used before, and in the end it worked well.
Awesome. I think it's gonna be like extremely helpful if you can guys ask your questions, direct questions to Ruben. So let's start taking some questions. I believe like it's gonna be quite interesting exchange in that regard. Who's gonna be first? Matthew, go ahead.
Thank you. I got a question. Well, it's in a follow-up from what you said. Sorry, I just want to make sure I see there we are. So Ruben, did I get your name right? Ruben?
Yes.
Okay. Now you spoke about luck, and I know that's from a immediate standpoint, that's interesting, because that's like the breaking factor, it sounds like, for you, like in terms of getting that job, whatever it was, because you didn't know specifically what to prepare for. You just had it with you there, and it worked for you. Am I right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I just wanted to verify then. Samir, you spoke about other factors other than luck, and I'm wondering what the majority of the determining factor is in competing, so that luck factor can be as little as possible. What would you say would be the strongest competitive determining factor for these sorts of jobs?
I don't know if I understand well the question, but I will try to answer. I think, of course, you cannot control all variables, but I think the most important one is time dedicated to to this, and also okay, I'm going to share another thing, if you don't mind. Also, I would say number of CVs sent, number of applications, because I like in April in this year, I got an interview and I performed really well. Like it was like I had 90 minutes to solve some machine learning problem. I was sharing my screen, and it was a Jupyter notebook. I had to use PyTorch to solve some things. So it was difficult, and I did very well. And I was so happy. And in the end, they didn't hire me. And I thought, if this was not my opportunity, if this was not the moment, it will never be. And then from April to July, I didn't apply to any companies.
Right.
And of course, you can be good at something, but if you don't get exposed, it doesn't work.
So it's frequency.
Yes, because in the end, like for example, for the job I got in the interview, what like I didn't do a like a particularly good interview. It was much better than the other one, but in this one they needed someone who can talk to the business team and talk about and understand what metrics they want to optimize, because they don't know the concepts of recall or precision, but they like that I could understand, like I could translate the business problem into our world, our data science needs, and that I had experience with APIs, and that was it. That was all I needed. And
How much
but if I,
experience?
sorry,
How much experience with APIs?
me quite a lot, because I have been a software engineer. But what I mean is that these like if I hadn't applied to many companies, I wouldn't find this one. Like sometimes I think the an important variable is just try. Sometimes the ball goes into the net.
Awesome, man. Thanks for that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Usman, go ahead.
Hi, Ruben. Thank you so much for your words and sharing your journey. I too am a software graduate. I did my software engineering in my bachelor's, but now I'm pursuing master's in Germany. I wanted to ask something which is related to interview hacks or something like that. So the thing is, as you're also a software engineer and you were new to this data scientist role or machine learning role, so sometimes I feel like I cannot totally express what I know or what information I have. And to explain everything to the interviewer, like I'm currently working on robotics project where I use reinforcement learning and that. So sometimes I feel like I cannot totally express. So did you feel the same when you were doing this?
Yes, well, English is not my first language. Sometimes that's one difficulty. Also, I don't think I'm very good at expressing myself, as you can see. But yes, sometimes I also had that challenge. It might be one of the reasons it has been quite challenging for me to get this job, because I applied to many companies, but I don't know, because I have never experienced what it is to be like a person that expresses himself so well, and so maybe it's very important, but I haven't done too much effort to improve that. Maybe I should have, but yeah.
So what I currently feel like the main thing is like how to showcase your work, like what you have done, and how do you actually present yourself, or how do you sell yourself? So any tips or guidance would you have? Like, should I do more practice on my own? Should I have mock-ups, or what exactly would it be?
The sessions for the GitHub creation or optimization, to me, were quite helpful, because in the end, like sharing my screen and showing my GitHub profile, to me, like to persons like you and me that we prefer to show than to talk, it's very powerful. If you have like the project prepared, you click, images appear. Like you don't have to show the code, but the README file, images, metrics, important points in bold characters. Like to me, that was helpful. in terms of expressing and everything, I think I cannot help with that. I don't know. Yeah, sorry.
So I think what you actually mean is your work did the talk for you, yeah?
Exactly. So like having a very tidy GitHub profile helps. Yes.
Okay, that's cool. So yeah, building a portfolio would be the first thing. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ruben. Thank you for your words.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Ruben. Nice
Hey.
to meet you. I have a question. Seeing as it's quite difficult to get into the field as a beginner, but then I have a job which I would like to keep, and I'd like to ideally do data science on the side. So I'm ideally looking for something part-time and remote. But then I guess I'm making it extra difficult for myself to find something, or are there companies that would just as easily hire someone for a position like that?
I don't think remote is, well, of course, is going to make it a little more difficult, but I think the part-time part is maybe a big difficulty, because I don't know, most companies don't look for part-time roles, but I don't know, it can be possible. What's your job right now?
Well, that's the thing. I would be looking for something in my field, in geoinformation. We gather geoinformation, aerial photography, and so I'm a pilot. But I did do a master's in geoinformation technologies as well, and then afterwards a boot camp in data science and AI. So I would ideally like to combine the two.
That would be ideal, I think, because like when I was trying to get some junior positions in data science, it was very difficult because you start from the point that you have no experience in that, and you sell yourself as that. I have no experience, and like going into some industry like this, I think is much more difficult than moving from your position into some way, maybe some creative way, into the job. Like for me, it was to use my knowledge as a software engineer to try to like force myself into this, like getting closer to the data science field. Maybe sometimes it was like I was trying too much. For example, in the previous position, sometimes I asked directly, like too many times, like I would like to be involved in this machine learning project, and they were like, okay, we heard you, but we didn't hire you for this. So, but in the end, I got my way. So I think moving from your skills might be easier than trying to get into something when you start from inexperience.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know it's very generic advice, but well, your work is already related to data, actually. So
yeah,
I think it's not that one of my colleagues at the other job, he was a cartographist. So yeah, so it's
all right. Okay.
it's possible. Yeah.
Thanks for the feedback.
You're welcome. I wish I could help more. I don't know. My advice would be creativity. use what you know now to create your way in.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be next? Don't be shy. Krishna, go ahead.
Hi there, actually.
Hi.
I just want to know, you have talked about software engineering. You have done your software engineering job itself. So basically, have you transferred the software engineering, especially the back-end side of things, especially you've talked about data itself, the data engineering side. Is that transferable skills put into the interview actually alongside the portfolio actually?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah.
Like if my other skills are useful in the interview?
No,
That's what-
yeah, you have done the job software engineering itself, right? The first job, the software engineering, in that particular job, you have done backend side of things actually, especially data, as you have presented, so especially data engineering side. Is that transferable to that skills to the, I mean, the data science or ML engineering interviews as you portrayed it actually, because you work with data side especially. So I would like to know, because data scientist roles usually have data engineering side itself. But
Yes.
right now it's a new,
Yes.
so right now it's a new field actually, data engineering. It's a growing field at the moment. So I would like to know if this has been is this luck factor being driven with this also?
Yes, I think it's very transferable. Like in that job, apart from APIs, I also had to learn to deal with graph databases.
Yeah.
So and that's I was very lucky, but that's not very common, and it's quite.
So I
It
would like,
sounds so specific that I think in interviews they like to hear things like that.
so
Yes.
how did Apziva influence this from software engineering to the AI residency program to the interview? I would like to know how this process influenced you to get that interview actually.
How Apziva helped?
Yeah.
Well, Apziva, like there are two parts in Apziva, right? Like the technical one when you create your projects.
Yeah.
And then these other mock interviews and CV reviews and everything. So that second part, I think is both are important, but that second part, especially for people who like all of us, I think we are very strong at the technical level.
Yeah.
But we might not be too strong at the like how to look for a job.
Yeah.
So that everything from the LinkedIn profile to the CV to how to search for jobs to, I think that's that was very, very, very helpful. Yes. And then once in the interview, Apziva helps, I think, in one, knowing how to talk about data science and sound like you understand things because you understand things.
Yeah.
And the other, for me, it was the portfolio. Usually in interviews, they don't ask to see your portfolio, but you can like talk about it. Like
It's like
you can say, well, I have a portfolio.
But how many projects you find in a GitHub actually? It's like in a portfolio. Like, is it the recent projects you show, or is it the previous? I mean, the company software engineering projects you tend to portray actually. Like, what kind of projects?
I show the Apziva projects. I didn't had data science projects before Apziva.
Are they looking for skills actually while you're doing the GitHub projects? Is it the skills, the core skills are they looking for? Like what exactly the workflow of the code itself, or like what kind of tools, what kind of technology being used? Is it the main?
Okay, I think they look, in my experience, they look a lot that you can like talk about metrics.
Yeah.
Like about because metrics are like the interface between business people and technical people. So you understand their problems and what they want to optimize. So being able to connect both worlds is very important for them, especially if they are not if they don't know too much about the technical side, because sometimes the interviewers don't touch code
Definitely.
since years ago. And regarding the tools and technical skills, I would say, of course, they expect you to know Python and pandas and all of this, but some cloud experience, I think, it has been helpful for me.
So cloud comes,
And
no, cloud comes in
yeah.
the deployment process, right? So I was like wondering, is it the entire workflow of the project itself? You're like showing it to the interviewer itself. That makes it an impact in an interview itself.
Yes, like being able to create an API and Dockerize it and making it available. It's not a must, but it's very attractive. But it's not a must. If they don't want you for any of your software engineering skills, it's not going to matter. Like I had colleagues that came from psychology, and they knew a lot about statistics and about causal inference, and so they didn't, like, their technical skills were not very good, but they showed other skills. But if you come from the technical side, definitely talking about APIs, I think they like that in interviews.
I'm kind of a fresher actually, so I'm kind of new to interviews as well. I fear interviewers. It's a random people. I just I just get that nervousness right in front of it actually. So I'm not sure how did you feel? Like, tell me your experience actually of facing an interviewer, and how was it? Yeah.
But I also got nervous. I think exposure is important. At some point, you say, okay, so this Wednesday I had this interview with what company? So at some point you don't get nervous anymore. It's like, okay, this week, 2 more interviews. Okay, let's do it. Let's do them. But yeah.
So what was the challenge you faced like what are the challenges? I mean, to get to a successful interview actually.
Well, Semi can help you a lot with that. Yeah.
I don't want to, like, Ruben, go ahead. Like, I'm a hiring manager. I hired hundreds of professionals so far throughout my career, interviewed with thousands. But Ruben, go ahead. I think your answers, like your perception is actually, your experience is actually quite genuine in that regard, because like you're actually like sharing your experience like from a like candidate standpoint. So like Krishna can benefit a lot from that. Then maybe I can like chime in and add a few things.
Okay. So okay. First, I would say what can help. Like, of course, prepare. Like, most of times you don't know what is going to be about, but sometimes, like this interview I talked about before, I knew there was a technical test, like an exam, real-time exam. So I imagined how, like, what I would need. I prepared some Python functions, very helpful. In the end, they didn't hire me, as I told, but I think you have to go prepared.
Sure.
But once you have gone prepared, like, just try to relax and talk to them, and understand that I think most people who apply for these jobs are less prepared than we are. So I've heard about interviews where like people really went knowing nothing, and it was like, well, like how is this happening? So you are not the worst interview in their day, I'm sure.
That should be a relief. I'll share a few tips there, but I think we have like multiple people raising
Sure,
hand.
sure. Thanks.
Borzia. I'm sorry, like we have people from all around the world. If I cannot pronounce your name, so like let's start with you, then Iqbal, and then Abdulaziz. So Borzia, could you please and please correct me how to pronounce your name.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
correct. My name is Rubén. I recently graduated from engineering school in Tunisia. Well, I have a question. Could you please provide me insight into the most suitable data science profile that Apziva is looking for? Additionally, I would appreciate any information on the key skills that are most in demand for this role.
For
I think,
what role?
Okay,
Sorry,
Ruben, let me take this. I think Iqbal, you're interested in joining the residency program. I can briefly like share some expectations about the program. So like we receive thousands of applications every month. We basically do not look for any experience prior to the program. That's what you will be gaining throughout the program. But we expect you to know like the fundamentals, the basics of machine learning, and like some proficiency with Python, so that the program is like completely project based. You're going to be building up your professional portfolio, and through the program you're going to be like getting prepared for job applications and like basically like becoming job ready. In terms of like being able to join the program, the like minimum requirements is like the expectations is like you should like know the fundamentals of machine learning and some proficiency with Python in general.
Okay, I want to ask you how should I properly prepare for the interview, and what is the kind of questions for the interview?
I should not be sharing any questions about the.
Yeah, you're correct. You can. Okay, how should I properly prepare for the interview?
Just like join the interview and see how it goes. You don't have to like spend so much time to prepare for it.
Okay, thank you.
I think we have Borzia.
Yes. Hello,
Please.
hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
No, I think you were talking to me before, but I just
Yeah.
confused.
I know. Sorry
Okay.
for the.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. So I have a question here. Thank you, Ruben, first of all, for sharing your experience here. And so speaking about the doing project and portfolio, I want to first just give you some little about myself. So I just completed my master's degree in computer science. I completed my master's in September 2023. And so my study program focused mostly on the machine learning, like a supervised, unsupervised machine learning models, and implementing classification and regression models, doing feature selection, hyperparameter tuning, and so on. So obviously, after finishing my study program, I would like to start a job or career in the field, working on the machine learning models, working with machine learning models. But unfortunately, I couldn't find the relevant job until now. And as you know, like the technology, the field actually developed so fast. So, and the companies like working with variety of tools, and each company has their own tools. So right now I have this actually confusion that if I want to do a project, if I want to work on some skills or tools, what should I work on? Because if, for example, I work on I don't know, tools X, only few companies working with that, so I maybe not have chance with other companies if I apply. So yes, this is actually my question.
Well, it's one of the bad things about the technology industry, right? We must live with that. But well, okay, some advice, like I don't do for myself, but I think it's good advice. Do a market research of what tools are the most used, because probably they are going to be used for many years. If big companies have invested in some technology, it's probably not going to disappear, at least not soon. In one of my jobs as a software engineer, I was working with a web framework that is more than 20 years old. So yes, I wouldn't be that scared about our skills being not useful anymore. If you learn now to be great at TensorFlow, and at some point it becomes deprecated, and Google stops being Google breaks up, and it disappears. Well, what you learned is transferable. Like, frameworks are not so different one from another. Concepts, mathematical concepts are still the same. Backpropagation is still going to be backpropagation, independent of the tool. So I don't think that shouldn't be our biggest concern.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm not sure if the companies or industries like thinking like that, because I've done, as I said, like I've done different projects. Like you mentioned TensorFlow. I work with PyTorch, doing like a image classification project. You know, doing anomaly detection project. But it seems like it doesn't. You know, the company is not interested in these type of things these days. Like most of them looking for LLM, you know, people who skilled with LLM models, you know, and NLP. But I mean, it's like, as I said, it's really hard to focus to find a subject that we should focus on. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think yes. What you said is very yeah. That's true. That it's so you are talking not so much about the frameworks or the tools, but about the activity itself. That more and more these like Google Cloud, AWS, or Azure are providing out of the box machine learning models. So
Yes.
companies are might be looking less and less for people who know how to create these models and train them. Well, that's I think that's a trend. But you are aware of that trend. That's important.
Yeah.
But I don't know what what to say. I think our skills are very valuable. I don't think it's going to be useless. No.
Okay. Thank you.
Abdulaziz, you have a question.
Yes, thank you, Samih. Hello, everyone. I am Abdelaziz from from Morocco. I think I have the same profile as Ruben. I started as a software engineer for more than 10 years, and I switched to data science after getting a master's degree 3 years ago. I had some small experience in data science, part-time project in computer vision, MLOps, very small experience with OpenAI. And now I am an AI resident in Apziva, starting from June, and I am in my third project. So yes, it was a very nice project when I am learning very interesting things. My question is in two parts. The first part, I think it was asked by Borzoi, is about the typology of a job posted in the market. I think now we have two types: the classic machine learning or data science project and the generative AI project. I don't know if you have an idea about the typology or the most typology of project in the market or needed in the market last 6 months, if you have an idea. And my second part is when sending a CV, do we have just a general CV that or resume that we can send to jobs, or we should custom my resume or our resume to each job application?
Okay. Thank you. So I don't know. I haven't done a market research. I don't know what's the most common type of role they are looking for right now. But well, as I said before, I think even if the classic machine learning now is not so popular, you still have to understand how to apply it. No, like maybe if you have invested a lot into understanding neural network architectures and things, maybe it's not going to be that useful to find a job, or maybe you should find a job in very specific companies or academic sector or something. But I think problems in the industry are very specific to each company. It's that there is not going to be, Azure is not going to have the perfect model for every company. You still need people who knows how to use them and when to not use them and modify them and everything. And regarding the CV, well, I think for me, sending a lot of CVs is what worked. So even if customizing them for each role can improve the probability that you are hired for that role, it takes you time. So I think overall, you get a higher chance by sending more times a general CV than customizing them. And especially right now than on LinkedIn with the easy apply, you see these positions where 300 people have applied before you. So
yes, exactly.
Yeah, right now it's like a numbers game, no? A numbers fight. Like many people are applying many times during the day.
Yes, thank you, Ruben.
Thank you.
Martin, go ahead. I think you have a follow-up question.
Yes, maybe. Well, regarding the program, I see there's you can offer job guarantee also. How does that work exactly?
So, yeah.
Just one
Got it.
second. I'm going to disappear for 1 minute to get my charger. Okay.
Yeah,
And
for
I
sure.
will
For
come
sure.
back.
In the meanwhile, I can answer Martin's question. So basically, it's a risk-free program. We have been working with professionals from all around the world. I believe at the moment over 65 countries right now, and helping them break into machine learning and data science roles. And it has been a tremendous success. We have been doing this for a long period of time. So we offer a job guarantee. If you cannot land the job within 180 days of successfully completing the program, there are some requirements. You get a full refund, basically.
But then are there certain requirements to the applications you send out? Is it would I be picking jobs myself, or would the program also send certain jobs to me?
Okay. I think I understand where you're coming from. So like we have an admissions process. So you should be applying to the program. You should be going through the interview process, and through that admissions process, we vet candidates. So basically, we only select candidates who we believe will be successful in the program and after the program. And so far, talking about the outcomes, we have like over 96% success rate so far.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm gonna I would like to share a few tips and insights about, because there has been there has been a few questions, I believe, which were quite insightful. Particularly, Matthew had to leave, but he mentioned about the luck factors and how this could be reduced. Let me share something about that. There's always, Ruben also shared very valuable insights about the luck factor. So for instance, I'm gonna give you a very concrete example. Since we have been working at Apziva, we have been working with professionals from all around the world, helping them break into machine learning and data science roles. There's always going to be a luck factor. What we do is we do this in a very structured way. We actually are very experienced working with professionals, candidates. But to give you an example, a very concrete example, one of our alumni has been interviewing with a company based in Canada, and he actually went through all the interviews and everything, and then the last round was actually also successful. He was about to get an offer, but the company actually decided to freeze the hiring process. So basically, there's nothing you can do here. So there's always going to be a luck factor. But I think what is more critical to succeed in making a successful career transition, there are multiple factors we can talk very thoroughly in detail. But most important thing is first, being fully ready, and becoming really confident that you can do the job, being able to showcase if you don't have any portfolio, anything you can really prove to a company when you are interviewing with a company, it's going to be extremely challenging. Job searching is really challenging. But to get, Ruben also highlighted this, it's about increasing the odds. So working on projects, gaining more experience, getting your hands dirty, gaining practical experience is very important. These are very important things companies value a lot. But it's not just these are not just the only things you need to be doing. having experience, having a portfolio of projects, it's very important. But also at the same time, you need to combine this with like job applications, like preparing, and when you're invited to an interview, like preparing, like being fully prepared for that interview. The good thing about like the projects first, like I said, and also Ruben mentioned, like it's about increasing the odds. I think Borzo like mentioned, like I worked on some projects, like it's great. I don't know like what projects you worked on. And there's always going to be like trends in the industry. But what is more important is that like the projects like our residents work on basically are industry projects. So you don't have to like figure out what projects I need to be working on. These are like, since these are like basically real world projects coming from Apziva's industry partners, basically that's what like companies demand. They're not gonna go away. So we try to like increase the chances to get you exposed to different areas of machine learning. So that's one way to increase your chances. And while working on these projects, you also like Ruben at the beginning also mentioned, like you become more confident because you like inherently know that, yeah, I like finished that project. I did this, right? So it like boosts your confidence levels a lot. And I think like it's sort of like naturally preparing you for an interview. I don't know, Ruben, if you agree with me on this point.
Yes, yes. I think experience does a lot for not only your knowledge but your confidence.
Mm-hmm. But again, like there's always going to be a luck factors. I cannot dismiss the luck factors. I gave you a very concrete example. Like, I mean, the company might decide to like hire like freeze the hiring process, or something else might happen. That's like real life. So like there's always going to be like a luck factor, but the idea here is to like increase your chances to get placed, to get an offer. I think we have Hanin. Hanin, go ahead. You have a question.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you, Mr. Ruben, for sharing your knowledge.
Sure.
And thank you, Mr. Samih. I have just one question. I'm working as a teaching staff at a university in the Department of Artificial Intelligence. So I have a good knowledge and academic knowledge in the data science. So the main goal when I just attend to the Apziva to improve my skills in a career skills, okay, not academic skills. So, did you advise me to make a good career just by taking the Apziva course and the training in some company as a data scientist that can improve my skills in this career, or just making a lot of projects in this field that can improve my skills? I just achieved 3 projects in machine learning, 3 models to classify and detecting Alzheimer's disease in Arabic people and in English people by just speech recognition. So I have a good knowledge, but sometimes just I cannot say about myself I'm excellent or I'm very good in this career, because I think about myself it's in the academic part more than technical part. I don't know if you understand me, you fully understand me.
I don't know if I understood the question. Like you are asking if I think it's better to continue in the academic world, or
No.
no.
No. My question is how I can improve my skills and technical skills in this in data science, just by training in some in the company department of the data science to improve my skills, or just by making some project and share it in the with some people's, or just attending some of the like Apziva courses that can improve my skills in this field. What you is thinking about this?
Well, I think in a company it will be more more real, but also more specific to whatever the company does. In Apziva, you would get a more general view, I think.
Mhm. One of my just a dream to work at Maya in Canada. Did you hear about it? It's just a lab for artificial intelligence, and there's a department. So this is one of my dreams. So how I can just improve my skills beside of Apziva course that can lead me to just take or have a job in Maya, for example.
So you mean how you can improve your skills to be more prepared when you get that job?
Yes, exactly.
Well, I don't know. I think when you get that job, you will be able to improve very quickly at the actual position. Like it's not if the company hires you, they believe in you. It's not like you have 2 months to prove that you deserve that job. No.
Yeah.
You will have a chance there.
Maybe Hanin, I can try to also add a few things to what Ruben shared briefly. Like the institute you're referring to is Montreal Institute of Learning Algorithms. So it's like one of the top research institutions in the world. So like it's great. Of course, to be able to join such an institution, but they're gonna be like very specific. First, I would recommend strengthening your skills. Okay, whatever whatever skill is needed in machine learning, AI in general. So Apziva's program will certainly increase your chances because you will become more confident, you will become more proficient in terms of interviewing, also getting yourself exposed to a variety of different projects from different industries, from different companies. So it will increase your chances, but also at the same time, networking. These are things we also recommend, being in touch with people from that institution can also help get some insights, internal insights, how to get into because your question is a little bit specific to an institution. So that would be my additional recommendation.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. I think we have a question from Usman and then Martin, and then I think we can wrap up afterwards.
I'm back again. Sorry, Ruben. I wanted to ask how Sime also said about LinkedIn connections. How do you feel? How important are they? How important is the networking? And so this is my first question. The other question would be, have you ever I've also heard that contributing to open source project also helps out somehow. So have you done that too?
Yes, regarding the connections on LinkedIn, one thing I hadn't done is, and is very good, is to connect with colleagues from previous jobs, because I had my LinkedIn I was not using it too much, but it's very good. It's not that directly is going to get you a job, but you talk to them, you share what your journey has been, during these years, how they are working at his company, so I think that's good to be connected to every person you have met in your journey. And the second part, what was it? Sorry.
Like open source projects, have you contributed?
Yes, I tried to do it, but it took a lot of time. So in the end, I ended up not participating, because working and doing that, for me, it was difficult. For some people, I know it's very motivating. To me, it was coordinating with other people in other time zones in the afternoons to see. To me, it was challenging, but maybe for you is great.
Thank you for your response.
Martin, go ahead.
One more thing.
Go
Sorry.
ahead.
One thing regarding the LinkedIn part, one thing it was so helpful for me was to ask for resources to a previous boss I had. He taught me very well, and I said, okay, I can text him on LinkedIn and ask him to recommend me some books or something to improve, and that was very helpful. So reaching out to people who you want to become like, or something like this. Yeah.
Me again. Regarding the program again, the projects you'd be working on, do you have any say in any way about the type of projects you'll be working on? So I would, my preference would go out to geoinformation things. Is that in any way possible?
Let me answer that. Martin, in short, no. The setup we have is exactly what you will find yourself at a regular job, particularly a consulting company. So like there are projects on the platform, but of course, like we designed the program and like work very hard to make it like extremely helpful for people who are trying to break into machine learning and data science positions. So like we aim for high exposure, things that can really like be helpful for you to land your dream job in machine learning and data science. So it's like basically you start working on your first project. Once you complete that with the support of your mentor and guidance of your mentor, you're going to be unlocking the next project. These projects are like progressive, and each of these projects come from different industry, different company. So like one project you're going to be working on will be computer vision related, another one will be natural language processing related, so on and so forth.
Okay.
So in a real company, okay, I mean in a company, you don't get to say like I would like to work on this project, I don't want to work on that project. So basically,
yeah,
that's no different in that regard.
And it's good, I guess, to have a broad general experience in different fields. All right, thank you.
For sure. Krishna, I think go ahead.
Yeah, sorry about it actually. One last actually. Sorry about it actually. Ruben, this is for you actually. It's a very generic question. How was your overall experience with AI residency program with Apziva actually? How did you find it? Yeah.
Good. It was challenging, but it was good. Sometimes sometimes I didn't want to have the weekly call with my mentor because I hadn't done almost anything in that week, and sometimes that continued for months. But in general, it has been worth it.
So it was a fun experience overall, actually.
In general, yes. Some projects are frustrating, and you just want to get them done. It's like studying.
And
Yeah.
was this experience influential while applying to companies, actually? This
Yes.
AI residential program itself?
Yes, very, very influential because, like, for like the overall strategy I followed and my CV and my LinkedIn and my GitHub profile, like, I didn't have any of that. Well, I have it, but in a very bad shape before. So for me, it has been very, very helpful.
Very helpful. All right, that's it. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, and also the recommendation of jobs. So sometimes you don't look for a job, you don't apply because you become lazy because you have to look for them.
Yeah.
But they also help you and with the job search. So
because right now job description is I think people use all AI tools for the keywords itself, right? So that is a challenge. When you looked at LinkedIn, like plus 100 people have applied for, or 200 or 350 plus, that itself scares me actually looking at it. So that's one of those challenges I would like to know. It's like, yeah, so the overall experience was fun, challenging, and it was self-driven also actually, right?
and what sorry?
It was also self-driven, very passionate with projects itself. Yeah, within certain
Yes,
deadlines.
Yeah, you have to put
yeah
from your side too.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah, but I would say take it as going to the gym or something, because it might take a while to get what you want.
Sure.
And if you are in mode like a friend texts you and says, "Hey Krishna, I haven't seen you in a month," and you say, yes, I'm busy now getting my job, I'll see you later. No, that doesn't work. You like keep living your life and do this as something you have to do, like exercise.
So communication is a key skill actually. Communication throughout, even if you don't do anything, even if you lack behind, communication is a key skill here actually. Keep on updating myself.
Yes. And this is not related, but I remembered another tip for the LinkedIn part, which was quite helpful. That is to to message the people who have some responsibility in the company.
Sure.
That actually contributed to getting me not this job, but the previous one. That was a very important side, because in their internal team, when a person they respect talks about you, you become more a priority than the other 300 people.
How do you start a conversation with those people, right? With those employees actually of that company actually? If I want to chat, or if I want to know, like, is it like what kind of project they're working on or something? Is it something related to that, or like the work culture itself?
Okay, I'm going to say what it was for me, but it's not a good advice. But for me, it was by luck, but it's like kind of dirty game. But the thing is that their website was broken, so I couldn't apply through their website.
Sure.
So I directly messaged the responsible person through LinkedIn and said, "Hey, the website is not working, so I will send you directly my CV." And then they sent me an email saying, "Hey, this person has recommended you. Let's schedule an interview." So I didn't do it on purpose. It's like I say dirty game if you do it on purpose,
know.
but it can be useful.
Yeah, no worries. I think this was fun.
Like,
Yeah, this
it's a secret, okay?
yeah, no worries. All right, thank you.
Awesome. Guys, it has been a real pleasure. I mean, to meet with you all. I think the team already shared the spreadsheet. Like, feel free to like connect with each other. Every month we organize like community events at Apziva to help the like machine learning, data science community. I like would like to take the chance to first like thank Ruben for being a part of this series. Like it's like really helpful. It was really like insightful to learn from your experience, Ruben. Thank you so much for being here, for spending your time with us. It's a real pleasure. It has been a real pleasure. And also, I would like to like congratulate our team for making this possible, organizing this. It's like a lot of effort, so like really appreciate it. So like feel free to connect with each other. Like that's how you network and strengthen your professional network. It's very important. And if you need any help, anything you're curious about, I mean, feel free to reach out the team.
Thank you so much, guys. It was really nice being here. I got really good insights. Thank you, Ruben. Thank you, Semi. Thank you to the team. Yeah. Hopefully we will see each other again. Yeah.
Yes, likewise. Have a good one. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Thank you all.